Okay. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday, March 28th, 2025. The month is gradually winding down. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, your host on the program Inside Nigeria, your breakfast from Leadership Television, where we review front headline stories on some select national newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential leadership. On today's Friday show, we are looking at, as we normally do, starting with Nigeria's foremost Friday newspaper, Leadership Friday, and leadership's leading stories on its cover, the back page, and the stand. First, we move over to the cover. Today's main headline story says downstream reality, stakeholders, oil marketers seek urgent review of PIA, that is Petroleum Industry Act. Downstream reality, stakeholders, oil marketers seek urgent review of PIA. Say reforms will address emerging challenges, want all local sector transactions in Naira. Naira for crude oil transaction has consequences. That bad. The story continues on page 4 of Leadership Friday. Downstream realities, stakeholders, oil marketers seek urgent review of PIA. Say reforms will address emerging challenges, want all local sector transactions in Naira. Naira for crude oil transaction has consequences. That man. On Leadership newspaper Friday, we have for the picture Regional Manager Julius Berger PLC, Oliver Berger, Acting Executive Secretary FCDA, Engineer Richard Dauda, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Professor Clement Adibe, and Senator Philip Aduda during the minister's inspection of ongoing renovation works at the International Conference Center, Abuja, yesterday. Kudos to the FCT Minister. Is a how do you call it, project minister. Military cultivates ungoverned spaces to tackle terrorism. Stories on page 7 of Leadership. Rivers emergency rule, necessary evil, coming from APC. We also have the picture of APC chairman Ganjije on that story. Rivers emergency rule, necessary evil, APC. The story runs on page 7 of Leadership. Beside the masthead of Leadership Friday, Nikon police sued over third-party insurance. And atop the masthead, Nigeria records 807 meningitis cases, 74 deaths. Parliamentary government, 30 other bills passed second reading in reps. That takes us to the page 3 of Leadership Friday stand. Today's stand is on mining marshals 1 year after. How far is a question on today's stand on Leadership Friday. Mining marshals 1 year after. How far? In the past year, the federal government has made significant strides to secure the country's mining environment by establishing the mining marshals, a specially funded task force designed to tackle illegal mining and its associated security challenges. On March 21, 2025, the country marked the first anniversary of this initiative, a milestone that presents a mixed picture of progress, challenges, and the road ahead. And in conclusion, he says, while we commend the mining marshals for their modest achievements so far, which must be done to rein in the major criminals robbing Nigeria of its mineral wealth, the government must provide the marshals with the necessary tools to win the war against illegal operators. Only then can Nigeria's solid mineral sector begin to realize its full potential as the country's next major revenue earner after oil. That's the conclusion for today's stand. Mining marshals 1 year after. How far? From our stand, we move to the back page where we have conversation with Azu. Today's conversation is Rasu. Is Africa's missed opportunity to tackle the US bully. Rasu is Africa's missed opportunity to tackle the US bully. Conversation with Azu this Friday, March 28, 2025. Azu Isiakwene is the editor-in-chief of Leadership newspaper group. A quote from that column today says, Rasu's eviction is another consequence of South Africa's principled stand, and the country is taking it in its stride. Quote from today's column, Conversation with Azu: Rasu is Africa's missed opportunity to tackle the US bully. But just before we leave the back page, we must see what Ghana must go have in its menu today. Enugu backs federal government's plan to relocate correctional center, and cause Ghana must go ask to government house, relocation to government house. Well, very funny, you might say. For this more conversation with Azu, continuation of headline stories today, the stand and inside stories. Don't forget to log into the website of Leadership, www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we have the Punch, the newspaper, next in our lineup. It says 60-year age limit. PDP others knock reps, say be on president governors misplaced. 60-year age limit. PDP others knock reps, say bill on president governors misplaced. Of course, report yesterday have it that the reps of House of Representatives in this ongoing constitution amendment is pegging age limit for political politicians and office holders, which is 60-year age limit. However, in reaction to that, PDP others knock reps, say bill on president governors misplaced. Bill may bar Tinubu Atiku will be from 2027 poll. CUPP's SDP back candidates competent against age-based bill. Either Fitri, NSCDC, FROSC deploy operatives and prayer grants orders. Tinubu marks 73rd birthday today, seeks spiritual guidance for Nigeria. Tinubu marks 73rd birthday today, seeks spiritual guidance for Nigeria. The story runs on page 17 of the Punch. Congratulations to President Bola Tinubu, and may God give you more grace ahead. Mahama briefs Tinubu on ECOWAS talks with Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. Underneath, Daniel Abiodun trade west over TASUED takeover by federal government. 32 children hospitalized as Sokoto communities battle strange disease. Ganduje Barau will deliver Kano for APC in 2027, coming from Akpabio, the Senate president. Ganduje Barau will deliver Kano for APC in 2027. Beside the masthead of the Punch, House under fire for reversing immunity withdrawal bill. And atop the masthead of the Punch, experts lament as crude shortage funds grant 7 refineries. 807 meningitis cases, 74 deaths recorded in 22 states, coming from National NCDC. Rivers Elders Group slam Ibas for sacking Fubara's appointees. The story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this Friday. For continuation of these headline stories, don't forget to log into the website of the Punch, www.punchng.com. It's from this Punch newspaper. From the review, we move over to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian says reps move return to parliamentary system, age limit for politicians. Same story we just read on the Punch newspaper. 2027, your second term a done deal. Akpabio assures Tinubu despite discontent. Lagos has deficit of 30,000 doctors, nurses, other health professionals. Southeast senators lobby Tinubu as Senate rejects motion to honor Wonsu. We always align with Constitution on Sharia law, says Makinde. We always align with Constitution on Sharia law, says Makinde. Atiku denies receiving funds from Sanwo-Olu during 2023 election. And just beneath the masthead of The Guardian, I have not received record notice from INEC, says Natasha. It will be recorded that INEC has already notified the National Assembly, the upper chamber, the Senate, and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. However, in response to that, Natasha says she has not received record notice from INEC. MBS needs $15 million yearly to achieve data integrity, says World Bank. MBS needs $15 million yearly to achieve data integrity, says World Bank. CISLAC says Rivers administrators' actions threaten democracy. The Rivers State administrator Ibas has actually sacked all political appointees and also some tenured positions in the state. In response to that, many Rivers people have fled that decision, and CISLAC says Rivers the actions threatens democracy. With that, we conclude review of front headline stories on The Guardian this Friday. Don't forget to log into the website of The Guardian for continuation of the headline stories. We move over to the next paper we have on our lineup, and that is THISDAY. THISDAY is still on Constitution Amendment. It says Electoral Act, Senate proposes same-day elections to cut costs, discourage apathy. House rescinds decision to strip Vice President, governors, deputies of immunity. Reverses decision to abolish death penalty. Passes B for creation of additional local government in Imo. Passes B for creation of additional local government in Imo. Still on this newspaper, Tinubu Ghanaian President Mahama discussed ECOWAS Sahel relations. Of course, Mahama was in Nigeria to visit with President Bola Tinubu yesterday. We have the picture on the cover of THISDAY, visiting Ghanaian President John Mahama with President Bola Tinubu yesterday during a courtesy visit by the Ghanaian president. On top of the mindset of the oil supply to Europe with medium sweet Obodo blend, Dangote set to hit full operating capacity in April. 210,000 barrels per day Port Harcourt refinery allocated 3 cargoes of crude in April to May. IMF appoints Tony Elumelu to Advisory Council on Entrepreneurship Growth. It's a story that runs on page 8 of THISDAY newspaper. For continuation of these headline stories, head up to the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com. From THISDAY, we move over to the next and the last paper on our lineup this Friday, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard says Rivers lawyers orders Flay Iba's suspension of political appointees. What I mentioned earlier, suspension unconstitutional coming from lawyers. Appointees sack evidence of a hidden agenda. CUPP. CSO's petition UN over Tinubu's emergency declaration in Rivers. Emergency rule has solved 90% of crisis, says APC. Explains why Wike couldn't be suspended. Kickers to the leading story on Vanguard this Friday. Rivers lawyers orders Flay Iba's suspension of political appointees. Manager 3 others arrested as lodger dies in Delta Hotel. Southeast Caucus forced Senate's rejection of immortalizing Wonsu, the former later INEC chair for that June 12 imbroglio. Southeast Caucus forced Senate's rejection of immortalizing Wonsu, says his hero of democracy walked out of chamber. The story continues on page 8 of Vanguard. Reps received decision to strip VP governors of immunity less than 24 hours after. Bill to stop politicians above 60 from contesting presidential governorship polls case second reading in Reps. Bill to stop politicians above 60 from contesting presidential governorship polls case second reading in Reps. Sports. World Cup qualifier is not over yet, but tougher task now coming from Osimhen. Above the masthead of Vanguard, we still have a book serialization of the former MD of Oceanic Bank, Cecilia Ibru. Her ordeal says my ordeal with the EFCC. This continues on page, runs on page 15 of Vanguard. Book serialization, my ordeal with the EFCC, Cecilia Ibru. 2025 Vanguard Economic Discourse gathers steam. Kano Bayero cancels planned Salah Duba celebration. NNPCL assesses potential partners ahead of IPO. The story runs on page 19 of Vanguard newspaper. That's why we come to an end in the review of front headline stories of Vanguard newspaper this Friday, March 28, 2025. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, don't forget to log into the website of Vanguard, www.vanguardngr.com. It's also on this note we've come to the end of this Friday's edition of your morning show, Inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred. Yes, wishing you a beautiful weekend ahead. Thanks for joining us.
Get ready for the Leadership Awards and Conference 2024. Join us as we celebrate excellence across various fields, honoring those who've made remarkable impacts. Award categories include Person of the Year, Quinquennial Award for Governance and Infrastructure, Governors of the Year, Business Person of the Year, and many more. Stay updated by following us on social media and visiting our website, leadership.ng. For sponsorship and inquiries, contact us today. Leadership Award and Conference 2024, celebrating excellence, inspiring the future. Get ready for the leadership.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.